Well, good early evening to you, and right now it has turned into quite the warm one. Mostly cloudy skies being reported at Savannah Hilton International Airport. 91 is feeling like about 95 degrees, but dew points in the 60s are definitely better than what we're going to see the next few days. Winds are out of the north at the moment, but they do turn southerly by the time we get into the overnight hours. Viper radar is just picking up on some stray showers popping up, but most of the storm activities remain well to our north, and we're not finding anything in our area right now in terms of any impactful rainfall. And we're really only going to keep about 20% shower and maybe stray storm chances around until about 8-9 o'clock. Conditions do turn just downright muggy overnight. Skies do begin to clear as well once you get past about midnight. But again, not a bad evening to get out there. It will just be a little bit on the warmer side as expected this time of year. Chantal is now a tropical depression and is moving across North Carolina. The heaviest rainfall generally going on across the Research Triangle of North Carolina, and that's going to push up into Virginia and even some remaining activity along the southern edge of a circulation, but nothing really manifested down here, thankfully, so got to be a pretty good one. 30-mile-per-hour maximum sustained winds, and this has mainly been a rain event for eastern North Carolina. That's going to continue to be the case as it pushes towards Virginia, eventually losing tropical characteristics over the next about 18 hours or so. No longer any bit of a threat to the coastal empire and low country. The wind swath of this showed tropical storm force winds generally from about Georgetown, South Carolina, so between Charleston and Myrtle Beach up into the northern fringes of the Wilmington area. Let's call that Jacksonville, North Carolina. Didn't go very far inland, but Myrtle Beach had a pretty good hit from a tropical storm. Not in the case here, and conditions here will continue to be fairly mundane for this time of year, right? 83 later on, but notice how humid it is. Those temperatures are not going to cool down in any bit of a hurry tonight. Starting out the day, mid-70s for a lot of the coastal areas. Some inland spots may find patches of locally dense fog if you have those typical trouble spots in the mornings, but by no means a widespread fog event. Already looking at lower 90s for some of you by the time we get even into the mid-morning towards the noon time frame. Mid-90s for the afternoon, about 20% chances of showers and storms, but just not a lot of deep moisture and plenty of heating. However, just not a lot of lift in the atmosphere either, so those are going to negate any rain chances for Monday, and another warm and muggy evening on tap. And the warmest start to the day is going to be on Tuesday. 77 is my forecast in Savannah as well, but inland spots again still going to be a little cooler, but we're just splitting hairs with that one. Into Tuesday, another hot one on tap, but a bit more lift in the mid and upper levels will provide for a lot more opportunities for showers and storms. 20 to 30% chances, sure, not much of a difference, but overall, still looking at the possibility again, heavy rainfall, high wind gusts possible in a few of these cells. That just holds true later on into the week, and these will continue to pulse about, but not a ton of motion of this activity, so could find those localized pockets of flooding in the area too. Not a bad night, albeit a little bit toastier than what we like to see, but not awful at all. Southwest winds shift southerly 5 up to about 15 in the afternoon. Very hot conditions just due to the fact we don't have a ton of moisture compared to our typical time frame. For what it's worth on the water, those conditions are going to be fairly manageable with 10 to 15 knot winds. But we get into Monday incredibly hot, and again, same for Tuesday, albeit a little bit more in the way of rain chances. But your typical scattered storm chances return, and by the way, I should have on Sunday a 40% rain chance as well. But bottom line, we are going to be back to our regularly scheduled programming once we get into the middle, especially in the end of the week.
Regularly scheduled programming, you mean summer showers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that, but hey, the plants like it. Sometimes we need that good cool down, so.
Yeah, absolutely. And the more it rains too, it keeps it from getting totally hot, mid and upper 90s.